Okay, I'm here with Carl Deaton III. He's going to be fighting Alex Munoz, 15th of July, UFC Fight Night down at the Apex. Very excited to be joined by Carl right now. Carl, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks, Steve.
Of course, man. Week and a half out. So, what are these next few days going to look for you?
Man, the best right now. Just winding down. I'm getting ready to rock and roll. I'm getting ready to head off to Vegas and make some weight, and then go fucking collect this check.
Obviously, you mentioned the weight there. That's not the fun part, but is this kind of the fun part? All the hard work's done. It's now time to go.
Yes. There's no more long durations. There's no more. Camp. Camp's done. Camp's over. Sprints are done. Sparring's done. The pads are done.
Yeah.
Extra details are done, and now it's time to go fight. And this is the one of the best. I love when it gets down to this. I usually get to like 2 weeks out, and I'm already fucking. I don't even want to go to the gym. I just want to go to the fight. So right now I'm excited. I'm tapering off, and today we had wrestling Wall Wednesday at the academy in Minnesota, and I had Olympians on me. I had some just college wrestling. Just different goes, different high level guys, and aced it. Felt good, killed it, and now I'm talking to you, brother. I'm excited to say the least.
Yeah, a lot of good college wrestlers in Minnesota, I'm guessing. That's obviously Brock Lesnar country, Gable Steveson country.
You
Yeah,
said
a lot of good guys to work with down there, I'm sure. Um, Alex Munoz, the opponent this time out. What are your thoughts on him? He's 0-2 in UFC, excuse me. He's been out of the game for a couple years, but what are your thoughts on him as the opponent and everything you've seen coming into this one?
ready. I'm ready for his best. I'm ready for his worst. I'm ready for whatever he brings to the table on July 15th. I will capitalize on it, and I guarantee I'm walking out of there as the winner. And the new goal is to collect both bonuses, and maybe ask for the canvas after I'm done. Dana, can I have this canvas?
Obviously, your first fight in UFC, you came in on kind of short notice to fight Joe Solecki. Now, obviously, you've had a few months to prepare for this one. So, what's different about the Carl Deaton that we're going to see on July 15th to the Carl Deaton we saw back in February?
All around better. 7 days on that. I didn't think I was going to lose to Joe. Step into the high level of grappling. I was prepared also to fight another fighter, so I was just already in camp training.
Mm.
And this is man, the UFC said you want to fight this guy, and it was 10 weeks out. Man, it was a fucking Christmas vacation, bro. You're giving me 10 weeks to prepare for someone rather than 7 days. We're talking about hours. And hats off to the Selecki. I've said this before. Capitalize on his opportunity right there. And now the Carl Deaton has went back to the drawing boards, more hand fighting. I'm in better shape, better jabbing, better takedown defenses. And July 15th, I'm going to show that against Alex Munoz and come out victorious.
Yeah, obviously, Joe Solecki, that's such a high level opponent to make a debut against, really, isn't it? So,
It's all right. It put me in there and showcase Carl Deaton's submission defense all the way to the end. And now, we're going to do it again. That fight didn't make me. That fight didn't take away any of my confidence. That fight didn't take away anything. All it did was just not put as much money in my bank account. So, moving forward, Alex Munoz is about to taste the wrath.
yeah, you mentioned that. You obviously mentioned the 10 weeks you've had this time. People talk about UFC jitters as a thing. People getting nervous in the first fight. Now you've had that first experience. You had it on short notice. Now you've had that experience in addition to the extra time you've had to prepare for this one. Do you feel more comfortable coming into this?
Yes, I feel like every time it's high level. This is the upper echelon of the big dogs. This is where everybody in the world that if they could they would switch lives with me to this day. To say they're a UFC fighter, to say they're fighting in the UFC, this is the pinnacle of the sport. And I'm very fortunate, Steve, to be talking to you today. I'm very fortunate to say I am one of those fighters, and I'm very fortunate to be a part of the company and to my management company to get me in there. Thank you to Ruby, and thank everyone that's been a part of the me getting through that door.
Another thing that you're fortunate to do is you're fortunate to represent the Anishinaabe people in UFC. That's obviously your nickname, the Anishinaabe Kid. You're very proud of that heritage. So what does it mean to you to kind of represent that culture in the UFC?
Man, it's a special thing, I would say. There's not many of us natives on the high level in sports, and anyone to give a good voice and give a good image and to win, other than take the stereotypical. If you look at it, they say Native Americans, they're not these athletes, they're not these winners, they're drunks. They are, That's what they say about our people. So, to rewrite a little bit of a stereotypical image and to let the people know that I want to inspire the youth. I want to inspire the next 7 generations of all kids. You don't have to be just tribal, of all kids, just to try their hardest. And I'll tell you, man, I started out in wrestling. I was 200 pounds. No one, no, I was overlooked. I was cut from the team. So, to battle adversity, let alone in the fight game, let alone in the life. If I can do it, being a tribal man, I'm telling anyone can do it just by being who they are. And if they really want to go and set out and do it, and I'm telling that to the children, all the way up to even if you're still competing, just do it. You can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
That's awesome. I've seen pictures of you with like the tribal paint for the weigh-ins as well. Is that something you're going to be bringing back next week?
Damn right. We're trying to. There's a little bit of like you got to make sure everything's perfect with UFC when you're doing these things. I've texted them, and they want to know what it is and what it symbolizes. So, and it's all good things and it's all real things. So there was no games behind it. There was no riff-raff. There's no fake feathers here. It's all real, and it's a real to my heart. And if I could represent the people and get the people up and hype and excited just to be better, damn right, I'm gonna do that every time.
That's awesome, man. Just finally, as we finish off here, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Yourself, Alex Munoz in the cage, July 15th. Give us the hard sell. Why should people tune in early, and what can we expect?
And this is the beginning stake of the Carl Deaton Anishinaabe Kid CD3 title run. I want that BMF title. I want the Hall of Fame. And I want the UFC jewelry. Watch the next superstar in the making. And everyone says all that shit, this, that, and the third, but this is the real deal steel here. On outside of the game, I've been around fighting, winning, and now it's my time to do this in the highest level at the pinnacle of the sport, the UFC. Watch me take over because we're talking CD3 UFC TV, maybe even MTV.
That's awesome, man. You mentioned obviously Ruby earlier, but feel free just to shout out your sponsors and where people can find you on social media and keep up what you're doing.
Appreciate it, Steve. Man, thank you for the podcast time today. And I want to thank Ruby Management. I want to thank the Academy here in Minnesota, Greg Nelson. I want to thank the UFC, Garden of Life, BC Organics, and my father, Wilgawurm Woods and Water, Carl Deaton II. And man, Vegas, you're keen. I can't wait to see everybody, in that Apex arena just getting ready to thump July 15th.
That's awesome, man. Looking forward. Looking forward to it. Thanks for taking the time out. Good to talk to you, and best of luck.
I appreciate it, Steve. You have a good one, buddy.
Thanks, and you.